Hey, Steve Stine from guitarzoom here. Thank you so much for joining me. Today what we're going to be doing is talking about pull-offs and trying to develop those a little bit. I get a lot of requests for people talking about various techniques, so I thought, let's talk about some pull-offs and use it with a jam track. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at using these notes. We're going to do a pull-off from 3 to 0 on the 5th string and 3 to 0 on the 6th string. So we're going to start off by just doing that, and then we're just going to add in some palm muting to try and make this a little more interesting. So the first thing I've got here is putting those two together and then heading back. Now the trick is, before we move on with the rest of this, there's two things that you need to be aware of when you're trying to develop this technique. Number one is getting an effective pull-off. Being able to get the sound of the second note, which is the note that you're actually pulling off to be as loud as the first note. Okay? And the second thing, which is really, really important, is learning how to deaden out the strings so they're not all vibrating. Like if you do something like this, they're all going to start making that sound. So the trick is trying to keep each string separate. So in one way or another, and I've got other videos that you can watch that talk about this, but learning how to deaden out the strings as you play. If you watch one of my videos, I call it Frankensteining. If you look up Frankenstein, you should be able to find it. But basically what you're doing is trying to make sure that all the strings are independent of each other, okay? So now what I'm going to do after I do these first three pull-offs, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to do 3 palm mutes on the 5th string. I'm just adding something else in here, just to make it a little more interesting. So that's the first riff that you'd want to try and practice, is just going. Then it leads into the second one, and the second one we're going to go like this. So what I'm doing there is I'm adding in a 5th fret pull-off on the 5th string. So I have... And then I've got just 4 palm mutes. So that's the second one. Now the third one is a combination of 2 different things. What I'm doing here is starting off doing the same thing, but instead of going into the palm muting, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to go. So I'm adding in a 3-0, 5-0 on the 6th string. So I have. So it looks like this. And what I do is I do that one time, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the 5 and the 3 opposite direction. So I'm going to go, but this time I'm going to play 5 and 3. So if I put the 2 together, it looks like this. And so I have. Now oftentimes I like to add a little palm mute in there as well, because it kind of tightens up the pull-offs that I'm doing. So this one, this is kind of your third thing here, is going. Okay, we're going to keep doing those. And then our last one, we're going to go into this. Now right there, what I'm doing is I'm playing 3-0, then I'm going to the 5th fret of the 6th string, and then I'm just starting over. Now those I'm doing with just downs here. And then I'm just ending on the A chord. So there's a number of different little examples of things that you can do in there, and you don't need to do it as fast as I'm doing it. If you need to slow it down, that's no problem. I'm going to provide you with a little jam track here, and you can download it and slow it down if you need to or whatever. And just see if you can kind of work it up. So again, the things that you're looking for here, number one is building an effective pull-off so it sounds good. The second thing is to make sure that you clean everything up, so when you leave one string and go to the next, the previous string isn't still ringing out and you get a bunch of mess. So you have to learn how to control those strings. And also a little palm mute can help with that as well. Okay? And then the last thing is just being able to wrap your brain around some of these patterns, especially as they get a little bit faster, being able to move those fingers by memorization. So start with just the first one that I did, right? And then go into the second one. And so on. And just keep working them up as you go and figure out which ones are giving you trouble. So if this video helps you at all, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like and share the video with somebody that might be able to use it for something. And stay positive, keep practicing, and I'll talk to you soon.